Greetings everyone and welcome back to Dice Club. Last time, after freezing time, the old ladies reunited the party with Marsh in the black space, showing them what made Marsh who they are now. After some tearful apologies, our heroes depart from the black space to try to sort out their escape. Let's see what happens next.
The six of you are now standing in this underground forest, no longer in that black space. Just as you were last time you exited the black space, your bodies feel well rested and you can count it as a long rest.
Oh, okay.
But the same might not be said about your minds. Cyrus is standing kind of in front of the five of you and he's looking you over.
Oh, so we did get a long
dumbfounded
rest.
a little bit.
Okay. We get one now. That's why he was being so annoying about it.
Just now.
I guess.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, Cyrus is kind of there, and he's looking over you guys, and he says, okay, seriously, though. What? Marsh, how are you here?
And I think Marsh, has their arm, around Venus's shoulder, kind of leaning on her, and they go, I'm not really sure. I think, like, they wiped the tears from their eyes because they had been crying just a moment before. It's difficult to explain, but... And they try to look at him as best as they can. But you deserve to know this story, so I will tell it to you at some point when we're not here.
Okay.
See, there's this thing that happens to us sometimes where reality breaks a little bit, and there's like cracks and some like old ladies. So basically that.
So just basically that then, huh?
You couldn't see it because you're not included in the like reality cracking thing that we've got going on.
Yeah, so Cyrus, you might have or might not have noticed, but for the past two worlds, they've been kind of centered towards some individuals in this party, and so it's kind of like a horrific journey to the very end, where then we enter a space where these old ladies force us to relive basically our entire lives and everything that's happened to us in order to share our story because it's necessary. And I don't really know why or what's the point. And I'm sorry you're not there for it, but also, like, you're kind of...
I mean, that sounds kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, so you wish it would happen to you?
Yeah, like, just, like, sort of birth from death all your most traumatic moments, dude. You want that?
It's not great, dude.
Maybe we should all just make Cyrus tell us his backstory, just for, equality.
Yeah, we could, like, roleplay it.
I mean, in concept, he's kind of right. It is cool, but in execution,
yeah, like, as a thing that's possible to experience, it's pretty sick.
Yes. What Meadow said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of bullshit that you're not there,
now
though,
that
right?
we're all up to date.
Because, like, he has been with us
Yeah, that doesn't...
the whole fucking time.
Not really.
Really
I
not.
mean, Cyrus, I
Like,
appreciate
not
you.
the whole, like half
Well,
of the time.
at the
And
entire
not
time
even,
that
like-
we've been having these, like, weird fucking visions, he's also been with us, is what I'm saying.
Well, he was a little bit sort of being kidnapped for the first one, so like...
Yeah. I guess fuck you, then. I suppose.
Well, okay, let's not go that far.
Alright. Fair enough.
I'm just surprised that we ended up just right back here where you are, because we could have ended up anywhere and we would just have no way.
Yeah, that is convenient.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you're not just nowhere. That would have been wilder than just seeing Marsh here out of nowhere.
We kind of were, though, for a little bit. Nowhere.
What?
Yeah, we just came back.
Oh.
Yeah, we, so when we get the visions of, someone's past, we're in a void for a little bit, and then we come back.
It's like time stopped. Where, like there was like a rift almost.
Yeah.
And then there was a void. But like everything else in this world stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Like you stopped. And your face looked like it stopped.
Oh, wow. I'm choosing to accept all this information because frankly it's a boring podcast if I don't.
It would be so funny if this was just a prank we were pulling on him, though.
It would. Like, we just act as if we all had some revelation at random times.
Marsh has not been missing this whole like Marsh was just in my pocket.
Marsh is hiding. Marsh is invisible.
We had a bag of holding the whole time. Marsh has just been chilling.
Anyways.
I think Marsh kind of focuses on him again, and goes, next time we have time to talk, I'll tell you what happened.
I mean, is there some kind of pressing thing now? Like, I still don't really you were with Seeker, weren't you?
And Venus can feel Marsh shake a little bit.
No.
Yeah. I was, and then I was in the void with the women, and now we're here.
I mean, that's great and all. I'm glad that you're not kind of in that situation anymore, but are they going to be looking for you now? Are they going to be looking for all of us now?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And as he's kind of saying that, he starts pacing around, just visibly very, very nervous.
Can I make some kind of check with my attunement to Seeker, if I can get some kind of idea whether they're what their intentions are, or if they're nearby or something like that?
Like an insight?
If I have any kind of connection to the city now.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Okay, cool. Let me open up my character sheet.
On yourself, I guess.
Man, I'm gonna
on myself.
up.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Don't say these words to me. Oh, that's not ideal. That's an 8. That's an 8. An 8.
I think you kind of search yourself for any hint of understanding of what kind of this, if you can feel an intention move through the city, if you can feel kind of Seeker's whereabouts or
right.
desires, but that's not something that you feel like you're able to kind of glean.
Yeah, I think Marsh is still too rattled to really be able to focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether they'll be looking for us. I don't know where this is.
Yeah,
or
we are also a little bit unsure on where exactly this is.
As you're kind of saying that, he says, I don't know how much all of you kind of collectively know about my father. I don't know what you learned from Demetrius and Kajuko, but you have to understand this. I have seen the lengths that he will go to get what he wants. I'm not sure I would like to be on the other end of that. Not again.
That's a
no
good.
Shit.
If you feel like you still kind of need time, that's fine, but we do have to move.
Yeah, that's a good fucking point, man.
Yeah.
I think first and foremost we need to figure out a way out of this building, because there is no exit. Like, we fell through the ceiling, right?
I mean, we haven't checked the full perimeter yet to find out if there's an exit.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh God,
Marsh, you stay here and just sit for a bit and maybe make a fire or something, and I'm gonna go check the perimeter, and whoever else can join, I guess.
Why would be? I mean, I don't like the idea of splitting up.
I mean, it's just a room.
After we're all back
I'm not
together.
a fan of that either.
It's not very big, is it?
I think we've been in here for
it's big.
Oh.
It's big.
while.
Large.
Then, damn.
I don't know how much help I'll be without my glasses, though. And they kind of
this is probably the moment to kind of retcon that, if that's the way that we didn't really talk about this.
Yeah.
But
I think and they kind of look around for a minute. When I was with Seeker, my glasses got knocked off, and it's difficult to see much of anything without them. So I can't say I'll be much help with exploring or fighting until I make more.
Well, do you have things to make glasses? Because if you don't, then I mean you can just. Sorry, can I make a sentence? No. Do you have things to make a new pair?
I think so. I think Marsh would. I think those would be supplies that Marsh would carry with the rest of their tools.
Just panes of glass.
Not panes,
like lenses.
But I think they understand the importance of them to their ability. So I think they would carry extra circles of glass with them. I'd probably have to find some kind of wood. But I don't think that would be too difficult. Wood or metal.
Yeah, no,
I have all the rest of the tools.
We've got that.
A forest in a metal city, so take your pick.
It does kind of seem that's all we've got kind of around, so.
Do you want me to help you get some, either one of those?
Yes.
Well,
wood or metal, what's your pick?
Metal.
Okay.
But I could
Come
use
with me.
wood.
Let's just see if there's something loose on the wall, maybe.
And Marsh takes their arm off of Venus's shoulder and starts to follow Seredin.
Okay. I don't think we were very far from the wall when we left. I think we were trailing alongside it, right?
Yeah.
No, you were alongside the
So
wall.
you guys break off and you walk 2 steps to the left.
Follow me!
Let's go!
I mean,
Right
as
this way,
this is happening, I
please.
don't think Wren is cool with just standing here. Either he's going to walk the perimeter or he's pacing and so agitated. RN.
I mean, if we have to wait for this anyway, I don't really see a point of not searching for an exit.
Exactly. I'm going.
What? I'm too far away.
He goes.
We should not. Okay, wait, Wren.
Come with me if you want.
Let's not
I don't
split up.
care.
Is anyone gonna join him on that?
I think Venus is looking back and forth between Marsh and Wren. I mean,
I'm good, guys. If something happens, I'll scream. But I feel fine. I don't think whatever's in here is gonna get me. If there's even anything in here.
Yeah, but you did notice how it went last
Okay,
time.
let's just be quick
We
and...
separated a single person from the rest of the party. Yes.
Sure.
Yelling after Wren.
But so
Okay.
If you
Okay.
like I said, if you want to come, you can come. I'm just gonna see if there's any doors.
so Venus is looking back and forth between Marsh and Wren. and she sees that Seredin is still with Marsh. So, she's like, Marsh, I'll be right back, okay?
Will you stay within eyesight?
We'll just be
Stay
alone.
within my eyesight.
Okay.
I'm bright pink.
I'm staying like just over here
Yeah,
also
I'm staying
as well.
too, if that's any
I'll
comfort.
be right back.
Okay. That was not like an okay, whatever. It's supposed to be just like Marsh saying okay.
All right.
Okay.
Seredin and Marsh are going to be
Okay.
first.
So as they approach the wall, Seredin's kind of looking for anything loose and is like, okay, so, I don't think we have a lot of variety of metal available to us, but, I guess, what are we kind of trying to find that's the easiest?
I have a question about this wall here.
Sure.
Is it the same paneling that I'm used to
I mean, it's
in the machine room,
it's
or is it
metal,
different?
but like it's not like specifically you can look at like a serial number and see yes, this piece is
Okay.
identical to something that I know, but like it's
All
all
right.
kind of metal. It feels similar at least. Yeah.
A panel that we can take off that I can start shaping down. Are there like
Sure.
screws on the corners of these? I think Marsh pulls out 2 little screwdrivers, hands one to Seredin, and goes, let's just take one of these off, and starts
Okay.
unscrewing the highest ones.
Oh, that's a
Hold
little...
on, listen.
Okay.
No,
Hold on.
the highest, the
Wait, no,
2
no.
highest that are on the panel.
No,
So Seredin can
keep
get
it
the
that
lower
way.
ones.
Keep it that way.
Okay.
This is good.
Okay, that's... Hold on. And then Seredin kind of starts climbing up Marsh, and
Okay.
then gets up on their shoulders and starts unscrewing the same panel as well.
I think Marsh is like a little unstable with Seredin there. So I think like their whole forearms are like against the wall and unscrewing these little screws.
Is that all right? I can get
Yep.
back down.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's almost off.
Okay. I think when the panel is loosed to avoid Marsh falling because they're kind of leaning on it, Seredin grabs it and just kind of hops to the ground, all in one
Okay.
motion.
Yeah, I think Marsh like sits down and like kind of slides and sits against the wall.
Here's that. Well, we were in here before. There were these robots that were going and like getting like sap from the trees, and then they would come and part of the
Oh.
wall would open up and they'd put it in there. And we were trying to figure out what the hell was going on, but there just didn't seem to be much of a pattern to it.
Was there a pattern in the maturity of the trees that they were collecting from? Like a cycle of some trees were closer to being in full bloom? How did they connect into the tree? The trees opened up a panel?
It was more of like when you tap for sap, like for syrup.
Huh.
Was it TINFOLD? Am I correct in saying that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
So it wasn't the same as Seeker plugging into the machines? It was different.
No. Yeah, it was different, and then when they came over to the wall, they just kind of... I feel like that was a little more similar to Seeker connecting, because they were putting it into a sort of port, but as they did it, it was, like, further along the wall each time.
Was it like a thinner sap, or was it thicker? Like, was it more watery, or...
We didn't quite get close enough to see.
You saw that it dripped off of them? I described that.
Yeah, it was more watery, I guess. It was dripping.
Fascinating. What did the robots themselves look like?
I'm gonna say from my memory, TINFOLD. My poor little memory.
I think
You
as...
should just talk and move your mouth.
You would also remember that, Seredin, you remember that Marsh had seen these kind of robots on the 3rd level. and they were just the ones that were kind of buzzing around. So Marsh had seen them
As we're doing this
before.
I
They were just also
think,
down in the
um,
forest.
Marsh is starting to cut out some of this metal and like sand it down.
They were like the ones that were taking care of the other plants upstairs.
Oh. Huh.
Just puts joy in my heart that you remember that that's what the robots were doing on the third
memory is
level.
like insane.
That's great. That's great stuff.
I love the beautiful
Not to
word
interrupt the
pictures
flow.
that Mr. Tinfold paints for us.
The sap that they collect down here could be transferred up to the third level for the robots to collect there and disperse to those plants. I don't know how... Was there a color to the sap that was harvested? Could you see it? Do you remember?
It was just kind of sap colored, just the normal, just kind of a yellowish brown. I guess we can, as we go, once you have your glasses, if we see another one, you can take a look.
I think they would be useful to have if I could reprogram them to do something else.
Like a sweet fighting robot?
Potentially.
Hell yeah. Marsh, we don't have to keep, talking about everything and what we saw if you don't want to. I guess I was just kind of putting off mentioning it, but I want you to know that what I said about how I kind of get it, I mean that I've kind of been there before, just kind of all that pressure, and just having all of that expected of you. I'm pretty familiar with that. So if you needed, I don't know, if you wanted to talk about that, I'm there with you.
Okay. I think as they're cutting this metal out, they're shaking a little bit, and they like cut their finger on a piece of the sharp metal, and they kind of like shake it off. I don't know what purpose it serves to continue bringing up the past. I mean, I don't know. It feels like we're not making any progress. And I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we don't have to talk about any of that. I guess they're showing us this stuff for a reason. But it's been a lot, so we can just leave it.
Marsh looks down at themselves, looks back at Seredin. Thank you, though. I have never really talked to other people about this, but I'll think about it. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
We're gonna kind of switch perspectives now to Wren and Venus. You've been walking for a few minutes, and here you are.
I think, Venus came after him, but I don't think Wren has, really acknowledged the fact that she's there. And he's sort of just, marching at, a fairly fast pace, looking at the wall and, feeling it, has one hand, dragging against the wall, looking for any sort of, doorway or anything, and looking at the plants and stuff. And at a certain point, as he's walking, he sees one of those, like, glowing flowers. And he walks over to it and just sort of, like, stops and looks at it for a little bit.
Okay. Do you want to make a investigation check for me?
Oh my god, it was an 8 again. he rolled an 8.
Okay. With an 8, you can kind of see that it is a flower, and it is glowing, and that's kind of pretty.
I think he reaches down and sort of, like, gently plucks it. Does the light go out or anything?
As you do, the light kind of, like, slowly fades from it.
Oh. I think when that happens, he, like, stands up, and he's still holding the flower. And he, like, crumples it in his fist and sort of, like, throws it back down and continues, like, walking forward. But maybe not quite as fast.
Wren, hon, are you okay?
Wren stops and stands there for a second. And then I think he, like, turns around to Venus and is like, am I okay? Are you okay? Are any of us okay? I mean, oh my god, Venus. Like, we've barely recovered from your whole fucking thing. And now we have to do another one. And now we're gonna go through another portal. And maybe it'll be my turn next. And Venus, I can't do that. I can't go...
I'm sorry, Wren. You're right. I mean, I know you're right. I mean, we haven't really recovered from any of this, but it is fucked. It is fucked that we're here, but I don't
Mom's
think...
cursing.
Oh my god. I feel like every time I'm in a conversation with one of you guys, it's just be like, it's okay, because we're here together.
I mean, Venus can say that shit.
Friendship
Red's gonna
is
have some
magic,
shit
Red.
back to say. I mean, Venus, like, I appreciate the attempt at comforting, but, like, are you okay?
I wouldn't say I'm okay, but I would say that I'm dealing. And no matter if I'm okay or not, we're gonna keep going.
Oh, God.
And I just want to make sure that you feel okay enough to keep going. And I know it's scary. I mean, especially now we know it's gonna happen. We know that there's gonna be another world, but again, we don't know who. And I'm sure the anticipation is scary. And I want to say I'm sorry that we're in this situation, but I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. It's so stupid. What's the point? Like, it's like they are cooking up these worlds to just, like, torture us. And then we have the whole vision, and we see all of the specific ways in which it tortures us specifically. And Seeker, oh my god. Like they had a real connection, Venus. And, like, we didn't know it was Kairos, but, like, Seeker was there for Marsh at a time where none of us were, and none of us were thinking, and like, that didn't matter because it was all manipulation. And so it's like, what if it's all manipulation? What if anyone we meet at any of these worlds who is nice to us even a little bit is just there to get under our skins and deliver us on a silver platter to Kairos?
Jesus Christ.
And we're here carrying Kairos' literal son with us. And, like, sure, maybe he's better, but also, what if he's just lying? What if he's just here, along for the ride, playing the long con, pretending like he's on our side now, and just gonna completely double-cross us?
I don't think that's gonna happen. But
How do you know?
I do get it. I don't know. I don't know anything, Wren. But I just think we're gonna have to be more careful. And if Cyrus somehow double crosses us in the future, then I'm sorry that we did boot him earlier. But we can't kick him now. I don't know what he'll do, but I know he doesn't. I just want to make sure you guys are okay. And now he's here too. And I just want to make sure you all get home.
Because I'm gonna be so honest with you right now. I don't know if I really care about going home. There's nothing for me there. I just sort of want this to be over.
If I've learned anything, I know that when you feel like you don't have anything left, there's always gonna be something ahead. And I can say that this isn't it. This is awful. And I know that when we get out of this, it's gonna be better. And I don't know what's happened to you in your past, Wren. But when we get home, I'll be with you.
I don't think Renan has anything to say to that. I think he just sort of, stands there and looks kind of dejected and kind of, looks at the floor. And he's like, Venus, can I have a hug?
Yeah, hun. And she grabs him and basically cradles him.
I think we see Cyrus and Meadow. Cyrus is kind of taken to just pacing around very impatiently and restlessly, and he's trying to sit down, but his leg is just he's just kind of moving his leg a bunch, and he decided that was no good, so he stands back up and he's pacing again. What are you doing?
What am I doing? It's a good question.
I had a lot of time.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't spend the weeks between these sessions thinking about what I was going to do to Cyrus. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think Meadow is just... I think Meadow is sat down and is just sort of waiting for everybody else because she doesn't want to go overwhelm Marsh. So I think for a while she's just sitting there, and then she gets a little bit annoyed at the sort of restless pacing, and she's like, Cyrus, can you just sit down?
And he kind of looks at you, and he kind of looks angry for a second, and then just collects himself, and then sits down, and he is still shaking his leg a bunch, but he is sitting down. And he's kind of got his elbows on his knees and his head in his hands, just kind of very, very impatiently shaking his leg.
Cyrus, just breathe.
He starts doing some deep breathing that gradually turns into
oh no,
he's hyperventilating a little bit.
No, slower. Slower than that.
Okay, look, I can't just kind of be sitting here. We need to do something, and we need to not be.
We are
just
doing something.
Sitting ducks.
No, but
we're just kind of.
We can't really.
What have we?
What?
What have we learned about this place? About this forest? What? How do we get out? Have we seen any ways of escape at all? Maybe not a door with a bright red sign saying exit here, but...
No, well, we don't know yet. But that's what Venus and Wren are working on, checking for doors. And if we don't find a door, then we can try to find whatever hole we fell through. You know, it's not optimal. I don't know how we're going to figure out the climbing situation there, but we got in here, which means that we can get out.
He takes a deep breath and kind of stops shaking his leg as much.
Listen, I don't like it either. It's not, it's not my favorite thing when there's no clear exit, but we can't really move on anyway until Marsh can see, so...
That's true. And after a while of just kind of like sitting there in the quiet, he says, even if we do, when we do get out of this forest and to the portal and to the next world or whatever, what's the plan here? Are we just gonna keep going forever like this? Is that kind of how your lives have been? Is that kind of my life now?
I don't know. I don't understand it. No, in general, that's not how our lives have been. Our lives have been like that for a very short amount of time, comparatively. But there isn't, what else is there to do? When we ended up in your world, if you will, that was, it was unexpected, I have to say. But one magical portal into another world, that's pretty cool. And then we found the other portal, and then it didn't lead back to our homeworld. But and I don't, it's like, there's just not anything, because we can't stay in this one. I'm not living the rest of my life here, and there is a portal, so that's really all that we can do. And I don't know what the end goal is. I don't know if there's a loop, if we go through enough portals, one leads back to our starter world. I don't know if that would even be a good thing, but I don't have a better plan. I just know I can't stay here. So that's, moving on is kind of the only other option, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Everybody, it's Tin, and I am back with your show notes, and we're just gonna kind of talk through them. I'm gonna guide you through it, and we're gonna be okay, a-okay. I want to give a super quick shout out to Dax Seredin on Reddit. That's DAXAYRTON on Reddit. He's awesome. You should go check him out. I want to thank you for listening. This episode is it's weird to have an episode come out 2 weeks after the other episode, which is only weird because I am bad at, getting episodes out on time, as with last episode, but we're on track, except for the fact that it's Wednesday and not Tuesday today, but that is okay. Danny, DC3, who has made songs for the show before, he has his song, State of Mind, out now on Spotify and Apple Music and anywhere you can stream music. So go give that a listen. I have been pretty much listening to it nonstop. It's great. If you want to talk about the show on social medias, you can use #TheDiceCast, and we'll be able to see it and interact with you and talk to you. And if you post art with that hashtag, we will talk about it here. This next episode is going to be the last installment of The Ghost in the Machine, and the episode that's going to come out after that is going to be a Q&A episode. So if you have any questions that you would like answered on the show, we would love to take those. You can send them to us on any of our social medias. You can comment them underneath the Spotify episodes. You could use #TheDiceCast and get them to us that way. Really, any way that you can get questions to us, and we'll read them on the show, and we'll have a good time and talk about the fact that this first campaign is about halfway over. Yeah. If you could, share the show, talk to people that you know about the show, drop a link, use #TheZonecast, all these things. That would be awesome. I love making this show, and I love putting it out there, and it is difficult to stay consistent with that without support to do so. So, if you like the show and you want it to keep happening, then I would really appreciate if you could share it around, tell a friend about it. Yeah, the next episode will be out on October 22nd. And happy spooky season, everybody. And now, back to the rest of the show. I think it's at that point that Venus and Wren kind of make it back to
did we find anything?
Where you guys are in the rest of the group. You didn't do the perception check the second time.
Okay, well, can I do a retroactive perception? I was role-playing. Let me percept.
You didn't find anything else besides what you've already seen. You kind of just like, there was the wall that kind of seemed like it kept going straight for, like, as far as you could see. There were some of those robots kind of buzzing from the trees. There was like some of those kind of pillars with the mirrors that you've seen. There were just the forest itself. There's those bioluminescent plants.
Did we walk around the entire perimeter or just?
No. It didn't seem like it was like turning or curving at all.
Could we have walked a certain distance and cut through and then gone to like the opposite wall and then walked back?
I think it's too big for that, right?
Is it? It goes too far in every direction?
I mean, we've been in this room for at least a long rest, right? Like, worth of walking.
Okay.
Yeah. It's big. Yeah.
A while.
Yeah.
Then
it's a big
room.
Cool.
That's great.
Just out of pot, I'm going to say you would not have been able to reach the other end of it.
I think when Venus and Wren come back, Venus has her arm around Wren's shoulder and is like rubbing her hand up and down.
Fuck.
Yeah. Hey gang, we're back.
We're back, gang.
Did you find anything?
I think Oh, Jesus. I think Venus is doing this, but once they get back to camp, he's sort of like, oh, that feels so mean, but he does sort of like shrug out of her embrace and like, walks forward toward the camp and is just like, yeah, there's nothing. There's no doors. It just goes forever. Presumably. I don't know.
Well, presumably not forever, but yeah.
I mean, maybe we could do
would
something.
you say that Marsh is probably... Here you go.
Is Marsh done glassesing, or are we...
That's what I was trying to ask.
Yeah.
But you were doing it in roleplay, so...
I think it's simpler if...
Okay.
Yes.
So...
What do the glasses look like?
Yeah, what?
Okay.
Tell us the sick
All right,
glasses
yes.
deets.
So, I imagine it is this kind of brownish, silverish metal. I think they're still very rough around the edges because it was a quick job. Because Marsh doesn't have ears for them to like rest on. So they have little chains that come around the side, and they're just kind of propped on their nose. The ridges are made out of this kind of hastily cut metal, and 2 panes of glass have been broken and fit into there.
So they were panes of glass.
Well, cut, yes. Like little, pieces of glass, circular pieces of glass.
Sweekles.
Lenses, there you go.
Did Marsh already have them prepped?
That's a
with
word
the
about
right,
glasses.
like, curve and stuff? They just have like a handful of spare lenses.
I think so. I mean,
That's so cute. I love that for them.
yeah, I think
It's believable.
they kind of put them on and hold them up, and they go, they're not my best work. I'll probably have to do a bit more tinkering when we have time. But they work, and that's what's important.
Here, I have a little bit of, and Seredin reaches in their little bag and pulls out just, like, an extra little strip of leather that you might use to, like, fix up a leather bag or something. If you want to use this to, make the metal a little more comfortable, or hold it on your head a little bit better.
I think they look at it and they go, it needs to be at least a little bit sharp to stay on my nose. But I can...
Hold on. Yeah, it needs to be sharp to be on your nose? We can figure something else out so that you don't have something sharp just digging into your face all the time.
Well, there's nothing for them to hold on to except for my nose. They don't...
It could be like a strap around your head.
It could be goggles, or it could be like a little, like, almost like a clothespin thing on your nose. Is that anything?
There used to be glasses like that in olden
There used to be
times.
glasses like this, I know.
Yeah.
This is Venus, who knows nothing about
Oh,
glasses.
okay, sorry.
I don't think we have time for that. We can figure something out when we break next.
We're already kind of breaking.
At the next long rest that we encounter.
Precisely, Cyrus.
Thanks for that.
And his voice is just changing into mine a little bit
Do
slowly.
you mind?
How
mine don't
big
have
was the piece of leather that Seredin had? Was it like a string, or was it just like a...
Yeah, it's like the leather.
little strip of leather?
Yeah, it's like people use leather that's been cut into essentially a string to, like, sew leather together, so that's what they had.
Yeah. See, Marsh, you could, like, make a little loop on each of the things and just sort of, like, tie them around your head.
Yeah.
This works.
But it hurts you.
Yeah, but it seems...
They take the leather, they tie it around their head. I feel like this... Okay. They take a
all
little
four
piece
new
of
solutions here.
like rough like bark or sandpaper and just like put it up and start like rubbing against the nose of it so it doesn't hurt as much. Just like right there. They don't take the glasses off. And blow it out of their face.
Sawdust in your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that at least feel a little bit better?
I'm I'm more used to the other thing, but it's fine.
I guess we'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah.
Red, Venus, did you find anything? Any doors so we can get out of here?
I wish I could tell you, yes, Seredin. There's jack shit. There's the trees and the pillars and the weird bird robots. The only ideas I have is maybe somehow tricking one of the sap robots and somehow doing something with the panels that it opens up, and I don't even know what that would do. So
What if we have the sap robots, like, buff them up, and then, like, how large are they? Are they bird-sized?
They're like
Yeah.
toaster sized.
What if we
That's like a bird
connect
to
a
me.
bunch of them together, and then we fly them up? Is this anything, guys?
like, okay, wait. Like we make a line of them, and so like 5 panels
Like a
open up
big
at the same time,
floating surfboard?
and then maybe it'll create a hole big
Santa
enough.
Claus.
Wait,
Santa Claus.
no, you're saying something completely different than what I thought you were saying. Venus, what?
What is Santa Claus?
So, like like horses drawing a carriage.
No.
Like we connect. Okay, you've seen a horse, Marsh. We've been.
No, we were in one.
a horse
Remember
carriage before.
when Cyrus kidnapped us? We were in the horse.
Oh, it's those. Okay.
Yeah. Remember when I kidnapped you guys?
Oh,
my
Cyrus.
God.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Oh, memories.
So we do it like the horses, and we find. We connect, we put them on reins, and then giddy up, and then we fly back up.
Hey, Venus.
Hey,
And we giddy up.
What does that mean?
This is
No, okay,
nothing.
I have a plan that's like.
I'm just shooting ideas, guys. I don't know.
Okay, what does it look like when the sap guys do the wall thing? Describe it to me again.
It looks like a panel slides out, and there's another section of kind of wall just there that has a very small port in it that essentially fits a needle into, that the sap is then ejected into, and then it flies away and the thing closes. The panel as a whole is probably less than a square foot.
Marsh had a really good idea about the robots. Of if we find one, they wanted to try to reprogram it to lead us to an exit, because there's got to be an exit here, obviously. Marsh, do you still think you'd be able to do that, or at least try?
I could try. Should we start walking in the direction of where you last saw any?
Let's do it.
I think looking around you can see a couple.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
they're sort of all over.
I didn't know that.
I'll go catch one.
Can I also try to
Seredin
go
starts
catch one?
running to try to get one.
It's like
What role is
cat
this?
chasing a bird.
Yeah.
Athletics.
So
Can I
there's a little
athletics
butt
to try to
wiggle. Pounces.
grab one?
Yeah, if you want to do athletics to help Seredin catch
What's
one,
8
Wren,
plus
then go
7?
ahead. Seredin, you also roll
Okay.
athletics for me.
15. Does a 15 work?
Sure. Yeah.
Hold on.
Sick.
Yeah, I need to roll mine. Okay,
I was waiting
Yeah,
for
sorry.
ducks. It's all good.
Man,
and that
So good, man.
is a 8 from me. So that 15 is greatly appreciated. I think Seredin is too
Damn.
short.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. You make it over to one, and Seredin's just kind of jumping up and trying to get it. and
Wren's
just
vertical
not
leap is
reaching at
crazy
all.
good.
And
He never skips leg day.
I think you just grab it. It's not very fast. It just is flying around probably 3 miles an hour, and you just grab it.
Got one!
Good one, Wren.
Up top,
Thanks.
Seredin. But it's down low so they can reach.
But not too slow.
Yeah, no.
Never
would never.
too slow.
He would
That
never
one. Fell
turkey
for it too many
someone,
times.
unlike some people. Venus.
What?
Venus The turkey high five.
That's a reference to episode 24.
Okay.
Good times,
I try
you
to
guys.
do callbacks, but y'all don't even know.
The first epic prank against Seeker.
Can't wait for number 2.
Anyways, man, I would love to get
Yeah,
the show
dude.
rolling.
We gotta get to the next
We've
world.
gone through about the first 20
Yeah,
minutes of
man.
what I
I was right.
expected.
I was so
Tim,
right.
you have your expectations
Cool.
are wild.
I don't think
Okay,
they are.
I just thought that you'd be competent at, like, taking information that was given to
Yeah, okay,
you
actually,
and compiling
Tin,
it. I'm kidding.
no, that was not
that's a
me
dig.
being insulted at you implying that we aren't.
Yeah.
I'm just baffled that you've somehow gotten the idea that we remember things you tell us. Have you listened
I know at least
to
Duck
this
does.
podcast?
I
Okay.
remember.
I have a question. I just didn't want to interrupt
here's
the
an
whole bot
answer.
hunting thing.
All right.
Uh,
What is your question?
First of all, I don't remember the description of this room that well from like when we entered it. So I know that the roof is not reachable, but can we like see the ceiling?
You can't see the ceiling. I think Seredin climbed a tree and was able to see it. It's like 12 feet
okay.
up.
And you said, I think while you were describing, or like giving, one of them did a perception check, you said something about pillars?
Yes. There are the kind of pillars that you saw back in the kind of garden room that had a bunch of the mirrors kind of outside of them and inside of them.
Inside.
And
what do
what-
you mean by that? How would we see inside of it?
Yeah, what do you mean by that? I don't remember
I mean, they are
How would we see
hollow,
through that? They're a
right,
mirror.
and I don't think you
No.
kind of get it.
No, I don't. That's why I'm
They are
asking about
like-
it.
They are metal pillars that have gaps in
Right.
them that you can like move through or like look through. You've peeked your head into them, and you see little like square mirrors on like poles that are affixed on the inside.
Okay,
at
what is a
various
pillar
different
to you?
angles.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
And also,
Right,
like,
and those...
Is a pillar not
outside.
a column to you? How is it hollow? How big around
it's
is
hollow.
It's a hollow pillar.
Right, what was the last part of your sentence then? Because I didn't... crosstalk.
and outside of it
Okay.
as well.
And those are... do they reach the ceiling?
Yes.
Were we about to inspect those when the rift opened?
You did. I think you did
I
inspect
believe
those.
I did inspect those.
Right. Well,
And you noticed when you did, because this wasn't very long ago, that the floor you can see, but above is just darkness.
and that's what I thought. Guys, the pillars are all...
Yeah.
Okay, right. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't...
I still don't think I
Confident
understand
on
what
that.
this pillar is. How big, like, what is the circumference?
Well, if...
Like, the diameter of the pillar?
No, I'm saying, like, if we can't...
Like 5 feet.
Oh. That's, okay. That's way larger than I thought.
Okay, so if we don't see the ceiling in the pillars, and when we saw the pillars on the floor above, that was also the case, like, they reached just
That was
up.
also the case.
So,
But you also couldn't see the floor when you saw them in
right,
the
so
other
if we climb up, could we climb these?
Maybe.
Like, do they seem, reasonably climbable?
Meadow,
They're spacious enough to fit a few feet.
Meadow-
Wait a
And they-
minute. Are we
I think, hi guys, I think that these pillars connect to the previous floor that we were on with the other plant room.
Meadow, you have a look in your eye like you're thinking about climbing.
Yeah, if you listened to me when I talked right just now, you would have heard that I said that I think that these pillars connect to the previous floor that we were on with the plant room.
I just love the concept that that Seredin has just like incredibly limited amounts of like telepathy.
No. I don't think that it's entirely unreasonable for Seredin to be able to tell when Meadow
I
has a
don't
look
think
in
so
her eye
either.
where she's thinking about climbing. I think that's happened before in their life together.
I'm sure it has. I just love it so much. I know that expression. You want to climb something.
Thank you, Alex,
Well-
for finding the solution to Tin's stupid room puzzle.
No, I was thinking, listen,
Sorry,
thinking
no.
about it. But I would have found it faster if I wasn't being annoyed at the roleplay.
TINFOLD, it's not stupid.
And I knew that you could get there, and I tried to have Cyrus be like, all right, let's brainstorm here a little bit. And then it just wasn't. What have we learned about the forest?
Guys, no, they started hunting a robot and talking about, I was zoning
Yeah.
out a little bit, and then I zoned back in, and they were talking about a sled of flying robots.
I mean, during your
Dude,
and then I had to wait for them to hunt
moment.
one
It doesn't
down.
matter.
Going.
Doesn't matter. We're on the right track. We shouldn't
Okay.
get off of it.
Okay.
My idea is pretty good.
We can't do this.
Jack Sparrow
We can't do
ass.
this.
Well, sorry, I just love the mental image that they're running around chasing robots and just jumping on them. Meanwhile, sorry, I can't talk today. Meanwhile, Meadow is like quietly inspecting the pillar and looking up and like, I wonder if I could.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
Alright.
Climbing is kind of my thing. So, let me
That is
hop
true.
in there. Are there exposed, like panels that we can get in there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. Seredin is climbing on inside to inspect the best way to climb up.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a investigation check.
Oh, I
for me.
love to do it with my -1.
Oh my
Can I
God,
give
-1
Seredin the help
besties.
action?
I guess a 5 will probably do it.
You can give Seredin the help action as well with your.
I think Marsh
Expertise.
goes over and starts like looking with her and like kind of pointing out different areas and stuff. Roll again. Roll that bad boy again.
Roll that again.
I think a nat 1 will really do you there.
Oh,
No way!
I think that Marsh is just so tall that Seredin can't see what they're pointing at.
Hey, Marsh, how about you
for
investigate
sure,
what
for
you're
sure.
pointing at?
I would not roll this with advantage, unfortunately, but I can't believe I don't have proficiency in
No, you wouldn't.
investigation. That's crazy. That's
I think we gotta respec Marsh.
probably 14.
With a 14, you can see that the mirrors, there's kind of like, so imagine little like rectangular
Okay.
mirrors, a few like maybe 6
Okay.
inches across, and there are poles that stick into the side of the pillar that kind of like connect the wall of the pillar to the mirror, and you can see hundreds of these mirrors in here, like at
So they're
different
kind of like
angles.
ladder rungs, almost, but like how?
Kind of almost like
Okay.
ladder rungs.
This was very different from what I was imagining. I thought
Yes,
it
it's
was
in
like...
your mirror descriptions have been
yeah.
whack.
I thought it was
I got it.
singular, like, fireman's pole. I'm like, are we really gonna climb this?
Yeah.
If anybody's got me, Birdie's got me.
Should we?
It's not like specifically ladder rungs like,
like
in
all
one
over.
straight up line as well either. They're
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
sporadically placed like all over, but that's the idea.
Should we try climbing up then?
Yeah.
Now you're speaking my language.
yeah.
Now you're talking with something I've got a proficiency at.
Okay, so I start climbing.
Look, I'm not so good at looking,
to the
but
ceiling,
when it comes to
then.
climbing,
Climb check.
Do you want me to
Climb
do
check.
an athletics check
Isn't it acrobatics climbing?
or acrobatics?
I don't know if it is. It might be athletics.
I think it's athletics to climb, but this is going to be entirely
Great.
flavor-based climbing rolls.
yeah.
It's not going to be a pass-fail
Thank God.
roll
16.
here.
Ren got a 16 plus 7.
Or 15,
which
depending
is,
on which skill it is. I don't...
Also 16.
Right? Yeah, Ren's
Ooh,
great
that's
at
not
climbing.
great.
Ooh, that's a 27.
I got the same.
Huh?
I got the same thing
What?
Gabs did,
Ren and Venus are doing
except
great.
minus 20.
Sorry, what?
27 is
I
crazy.
got the same thing Gabs
Yeah.
did, but minus 20.
Okay.
So it's like the same roll, basically.
Oh, 7?
That's
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 silly.
insane.
27.
Sarah's got an 18.
It's just like climbing up.
So all of you are kind of doing very well at climbing this, and Marsh is kind of falling
I
behind
don't.
a little.
Okay, I think Ren goes last. I think that he would go last.
Okay.
I think as Marsh is having trouble climbing this, they kind of like step off, I guess, because they're so tall, and they go, Wren, you go first, and I'll be behind you. I don't want to slow you down. I don't know why this is so difficult for me.
No, it's no problem at all. I can help you up if you want.
Okay.
Roll again. Take advantage on that athletic.
Do you want me to
check,
roll
because Ren is
twice or
giving you
just
the
one
help
more
action.
time?
Just one more time.
That's better. That's an 18.
Yes.
Woo.
Okay. All right. The power of friendship and teamwork propels you up.
And I
into
think if Marsh
the-
ever like stumbles, Wren has like a hand on like their back to keep them from falling.
Okay, I like
He's
that
like
a lot.
pointing out the best spots to step on.
As that's so good. The 6 of you are climbing up this kind of tunnel, and as you're climbing, you notice that as you get higher up, it starts to become pitch black very quickly.
I wish I had dark vision.
Venus, get out the haunch.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got a haunch, and
You
also
do
I
have to use
rolled-
your hand to climb, so
I rolled a 27. I could do it one-handed.
Yeah, I think Venus can handle it.
that you can climb with a haunch in one
She's
hand.
literally
Yeah,
a
whatever,
pirate.
guess.
I think she
Why
knows
not?
how to climb shit one-handed.
I think that's exactly what it means.
Yeah.
Guys, this
I mean,
is
I was gonna
just-
cast light on something that you don't need to wield, but if you wanna,
This is just like Santa's sleigh and Venus's Rudolph, guys.
it's just like
Guys.
Santa's sleigh and Venus's Rudolph.
Holy shit.
That's exactly it, you guys.
Who's who with the reindeer? No.
No,
No,
I think Venus is Pinkie Pie.
Cyrus is Princess Celestia.
You whip out your haunch, and the interesting thing about that is that the light, rather than kind of going in a kind of like direct like aura around you, it kind of is making it all the way down to the
'Cause of the
floor,
mirrors.
and you can see the entire length of
Mirrors.
the shaft downwards. However, you can only see a few feet up.
Fascinating.
But as you're climbing up farther, you can kind of see occasionally there are kind of panels on the wall that have like handles on either side of them.
so like doors.
Yeah, is that a door?
Maybe a couple feet, a couple square feet.
Like the size of the panels?
Yeah,
size of the
not
panel,
six
yeah.
square feet. What?
Yeah.
Not a door.
I love maybe a couple of square feet as an answer to is that a door?
It's a couple square feet.
Okay, Seredin's gonna climb over to...
I'm not gonna say yeah. On the other side is the answer to the thing, and the archway's there, and you
was
can
a
just go
lack
through
of
it.
the rest of that sentence, in my opinion.
Yes.
Oh, fine, fair enough.
Ow, I want to investigate it, but...
Kick it out.
But you're bad at
Kick
it.
it out with your possum feet.
But Seredin would want to investigate it.
Do it. You could roll well.
So,
Yeah, do it. Just
yeah,
do bad.
Seredin climbs over to one of these panels to try and see if it'll, like, open or whatever it is.
Okay. I think you can just like you put your hands on kind of the handles and you pull, and without much force, you can see it kind of like comes off, and there's a little bit of crawl space before you can kind of see another panel that looks more like a grate on the ceiling.
We're in the ventilation system.
Okay.
What was the last
Guys,
one?
I'm gonna crawl in this vent real quick.
Okay.
It's less of like a vent, and it looks more like the crawl space exists like just to like get from the like pillar to this one grate.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
it doesn't like continue around a bunch.
I'm gonna crawl in here, guys, and look up out of the grate and see what's going on.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm good at perception, just
Every
not
time I open a
investigation.
door, I have to do a successful
see, that's an
investigation check
18.
to see if it's openable first.
18.
Win.
18. With an 18, you can see above you, you can kind of gather that this grate is kind of on a floor. And you can tell that because shambling and devoid of character, you can see some more of those illusion bots kind of walking directly above you. Just by the looks of it, it looks like the third layer, and all of the robots look like Marsh.
What? That's crazy.
Fuck.